Will the Cardano smart contracts be released on schedule of September 12th, 2021? Well, we have an update from the man, the myth, the legend, Charles Hoskinson himself. We're going to check that out, check out the highlights, as well as checking out the Cardano price. What the heck is going on there? And yes, guys, there are hidden gems on the Cardano ecosystem, and I believe we found just one more. So stay tuned for that. Without further ado, smack that subscribe button and smack that like button. Let's just get right on it. So if you guys are on the tweeters, you guys saw I put out my good morning tweet. Will the Cardano ADA smart contracts pull a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event? Or will it be like the London hard fork for Ethereum? Let me know your thoughts down below. So before we get into Charles Hoskinson's video, let's just check out the price action. Guys, we were live streaming the day we pushed $2.97. We mentioned that the $3 psychological level is definitely some resistance because just how it works. Humans like these even numbers for whatever reason it is. So far, we've had a decent pullback, as you can see from wick to wick, about 16%, and we did bounce back. I like to see this though. We have the high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Hopefully we're working on the higher high. Let's get this bad boy back up there, break that $3 psychological level. We did point out on that live stream though, what happened back here when we were trying to break $1 for the first time after the bear market. Well, look at this, from wick to wick fell 29%, and then about 10 days later we broke it and off to the races we go. So just keep in mind these psychological levels. You're like, oh, but homie, it's just $3. What does it matter? But it's a big deal for a lot of humans out there. It's a big deal for them. And as you can see, we had issues breaking on the bodies around 292, having issues past 2 days around 295. So I would love to see it break $3. I'd love to see it break $5. But guys, we need to keep our eyes here. We need to get back up here, continue making the higher highs, higher lows, as we are doing. But we need to keep doing that. So just keep that in mind. But of course, an update from the man, the myth, the legend, Charles Hoskinson. Let's check it out.
But all infrastructure looks green and go, or will be green and go by the end of the weekend. And then when that rolls over on the Alonzo testnet, then basically it's going to sit there until the update proposal is done. And I think they're going to clip that on September 9th. And it's going to roll over September 12th on Sunday. So long and short is we are on schedule. Things are looking good. There's a few bugs here and there that are minor, a few little quality things here and there that are minor, and we'll clean those things up. Some can be cleaned up before the launch. Some are going to be done in the following node launches. We have about a 2-week cadence on the node. And when you do a mainnet candidate, you have to stop all development and say there's just bug fixing there, no new features. And that's where we were at a few weeks ago. So it's going to be probably a rather uneventful rollover, knock on wood. It looks like that. We're pretty happy about it. And everything is on schedule for the 12th. Big milestone today, the go, no go decision. Had we said no go, it would have pushed us back by 5 days, and the 12th would have turned to the 17th.
Alrighty, guys. So you guys hear from the man himself. This was streamed on August 27th. That everything's going good. They said there could have been a delay of 5 days, but that's not the case. Everything's looking mighty fine. So we're still on schedule for September 12th. But just want to put it out there, guys. If they do need another day, if the team needs extra 5 days, I would much rather them take the extra time to make the launch of smart contracts successful. We want everything to go smooth. We want everything to go right. We don't want any bugs. We don't want any hacks. We want everything to go just great, because if there is, we'll go over to the price action like where we were just at. And if something would happen, we will see a nice good old boo going down. So we want everything to work out. So just keep your eyes on that. It seems like everything's looking good, according to the man, the myth, the legend himself. He streamed that on August 27th. Brief update on Alonzo. There's more details, but that was just the main stuff. I don't want to bore you with the entire video. The point, though, is that everything's on track. It looks very, very good. That's exactly what I want to see. So heading over to that altcoin on the Cardano ecosystem that I believe has a major potential. Guys, this thing's called the SOMI Advertising Token, SAT. Currently, it's up 1.1% in the last 24 hours, sitting at a 0.01441652. Yeah, I know that's a big number. So as we scroll down, though, I want to point out, guys, do you guys know what the term asymmetrical risk is? Asymmetrical risk. This right here, in my humble opinion, is an asymmetrical risk. This thing has a $1.7 billion, $1.7 million market cap. So this thing, if this thing would hit $100 million, you're talking a 50x right there. Asymmetrical risk, meaning that, hey, if you put in $100, this thing could turn into $1,000 or potentially $10,000, something like that. Am I a financial advisor? Am I telling you guys what to do with your money? No, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you what to do with your money. But I'm just saying, when you're doing your research, this is something you should be looking at. In my humble opinion, this is asymmetrical risk. I posted the buy back in, it was August 10th, if I recall correctly, in the Patreon, which was all the way back here. I bought it on this dip all the way down here. It was about 0.006. So this thing is doing very well right now. But just looking at the chart right here, as we can see, I mean, the wick up here was a 21 cent SAT token. Just the body right there is a 5.4 cent SAT token. And look at us. Yes, we did bounce up on a wick to 1.7 cents, and we're currently at the 1.4 cents. The whole point, though, is if this thing continues, let's continue doing higher highs, higher lows. If that does continue, then things will look mighty, mighty fine. This is part of the Cardano ecosystem. We know smart contracts are on schedule for September 12th, 2021. Very bullish. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, something like the SAT token continue to do very well, in my humble opinion. So when you're doing your research, definitely check that out. It has such a low market cap. This thing, in my humble opinion, only has one way to go. Could it be a flop? Yes, it could be a flop. I have bought flops before. It does happen, guys. I don't always buy the winning stuff, but if you buy enough of these things, you will make so much money off the couple that take massive gains, and the ones that flop, it doesn't really matter. And I do want to just point out, guys, something right here with C-Swap. We mentioned this for some time on the channel. I forget how long. They're having the merger with Sunday Swap, guys. The DEXs on Cardano. That's what I'm just loving the DEXs on Cardano. We know that DEX is on Ethereum, even on the Binance Smart Chain. We have Uniswap, PancakeSwap. They are a big deal. You may be like, oh, but PancakeSwap is such a silly name, and Uniswap, it's a unicorn. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, guys. Go in with the judgment-free zone because there's money to be made. Even though it sounds silly, there's so much money to be made. We see C-Swap right now is pushing the good old 22 cents with a wick of 28 cents. That's definitely interesting. What I like about C-Swap specifically compared to a lot of the other DEXs is that this one, the only way to get it is if you were farming it by providing liquidity on Uniswap. So so there was no early investors, there's no private investors. There's also a lack of detail, which is a little disappointing, but it's cool to see that. So we'll see how this plays out. Yes, there was a merger with Sunday Swap. There's also a lack of details there. So we'll see how that ends up playing out because we know Sunday Swaps have an ISO, which that'll happen sometime after smart contracts list. We can go over that in a future video. But what do you guys think about these decentralized exchanges? Are you guys buying some of them, ADAX, C-Swap? Are you going to participate in the ISO for Sunday Swap? What's going on there? And what do you think of this SOMI advertising token, SAT? You think it's just some S coin out there, or you think you can make some decent bucks because it only has a $1.7 million market cap? Let me know your opinion down below. And like I said, guys, Charles Hoskinson, the man himself, said they're on track. It's looking very, very good. And don't forget, what do you think is going to happen? You think this will be a buy the rumor, sell the news for Cardano's ADA smart contracts? Or do you think this will turn out like the London hard fork for Ethereum? Keep in mind, Charles said this may be an uneventful event. So that right there could actually be very good news. Maybe it'll end up being like the Ethereum London hard fork. Only time will tell. I can't wait to see how this plays out. That's all I got for today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Smack those likes, smack those subscribes, check out some gems, and until next time, may the gains be with you.